now with the starting offensive lineup. All right, first for F&M. At left end, number 81, Jack Kusla, 6'3", 206, junior from Barrington, New Jersey. At left tackle, number 7, Russ Bogentroger, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore from Wyoming, Pennsylvania. At left guard, number 62, Bill Thompson, a 5'11", 191-pound senior. At center, Ed Gallagher, number 55, a sophomore, 6'1", 205, from Northeast Maryland. At right guard, and here's his name, number 66, Ray Santaverini, 5'9", 180-pound sophomore, from Uniondale, New York. At right tackle, co-captain Jim Santinello, number 74. He's a senior, 6 feet tall, 203 pounds, from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. At right end, the senior, Mel, number 84, 6'1", 190, from Marion, Massachusetts. At left halfback, number 41, Randy Collins, senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, 5'10", 175. At fullback, number 34, Ron DeFred, 5'10", 176 pounds, a junior from Portland, Maine. At right halfback, number 43, John Alliborn, 5'11", 170 pounds, a junior from Harrington Park, New Jersey. And at quarterback, the big man, co-captain, number 13, Stu Rono. He's a senior from Seabrook, New Jersey, 5'11", 180 pounds. Now for the Garnet on offense, starting at left end, number 30, Mike Sinclair, 5'10", 160 pounds, a senior from Newark, Delaware. At left tackle, number 88, Joe Thorne, 6'2", 210, a sophomore from Salisbury, Maryland. At left guard, and he's playing today, Captain Jim Flatt, number 64, 5'10", 185, senior from Hiram, North Carolina. At center, Steve Gessner, number 51. He's also a senior, he's 6'2", 200 from New York City. At right guard is Howard Layton, number 76, a junior, 5'10", 210 pounds, from Georgetown, Delaware. At right tackle, Minnow Williams, number 73, senior, 6'2", 210 from Rock, Pennsylvania. At right end, number 81, John Norman, is 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, from Atlanta, Georgia. At left hand, Toby Fraser, number 21, junior, 5'9", 170, from Springfield, Pennsylvania. At fullback, Ray Stamp, number 25, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, from Espanola, New Mexico. At right hand, number 20, Rich Jader, junior, 6'1", 12'5", from Tom River, New Jersey. Starting at quarterback, number 11, John Summerton, a sophomore, 6'1", 170 pounds, from Newcastle, Delaware. Mike, the two teams have just taken the field and are throwing the ball around on the sidelines. They caught us unawares with the national anthem very early while the pregame show was still on, so we won't be having that. The captains are now going out to the middle of the field for Swarthmore screens. The honorary co-captain goes out with permanent captain for the year, Jim Flack. And for F&M, out there, Zeke Nerono, number 13, and number 74, Jim Santinello. The officials are being introduced. And at the mention of the name Sticky Mirono, as one of the co-captains, a big hand goes up from the crowd. This is a very eager crowd, promises to be a very noisy crowd of partisan F&M fans. And we look for a great game.
Frank, we might mention that F&M has made several key changes in their lineup from last week. They have inserted 3 sophomores in the offensive line who didn't play last week. They showed so well in playing against Johns Hopkins. We also might mention that there are several players to watch on defense who weren't announced in the offensive lineup. They are number 43, John Alaborn, a junior, who's a safety. Number 16, Jim Smith, who's a safety. Lou Salomon, a sophomore, backer-upper, number 33. And the fellow who made a big impression last week, the sophomore, Bill Nyack, a defensive back, number 65.
Mike Swarthmore won the toss. They will receive, and they will be defending the north goal at our left. Garnet unit is out on the field now. F&M still in the huddle. Here they come. Their kicker is number 71, Ron Montague, who is totally deaf. Montague weighs 260 pounds. Deep for Swarthmore, Fraser, number 21, Yeager, number 20, and Newman, number 23. Everyone is up for the kickoff. Montague setting himself. Whistle blows. Here comes Montague, and the game is underway. It's a good kick. Taken by Yeager. Yeager fumbles it on the 10. Back to the 5. Kicks it up at the goal line. He's back up to the 5, to the 10 on the left side, to the 15. Bumps across to the 20. And he's up to about the 22 or 23-yard line. Ball is on the 23-yard line. Swarthmore, 1st and 10 for the Garnet. John Summerton brings the team out of the huddle. In the backfield with him are Yeager, Sass, and Newman. Backfield shifts to the right with Yeager flanked out to the right. Summerton goes back, rolling to the left. He's across the 25, and he goes out of bounds around the 26-yard line.
Frank, F&M seems to be in a 4-4-3, very similar to our defense. And John rolls to the weak side there for 4 yards. Here we go again, Frank.
Mike Sinclair flanked out to the left. It's a pitch out to Yeager, going around the left. Yeager across the 30-yard line as he goes out of bounds. He'll spot it on the 30 or the 31, let's say. It's spotted on the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 2 yards to go for Swarthmore. Early in the first quarter, the ball is on the Swarthmore 31. A big play early in the game. Out they come, Summerton under center. The long count of the backfield shifts to the left. The handoff to Yeager. Goes up the middle. He spills across to the 35-yard line. 1st down.
Frank, the F&M defense is shifting before John calls his final signals. For instance, on that play, one of the backer-ups was on the line of scrimmage and then shifted to the safety position. If we can catch them shifting the wrong way, we could go for a long game. Okay, 1st and 10.
On the 35-yard line of Swarthmore, Summerton leads the team from the huddle and sets over center. Backfield again with the shift left. Summerton calling his signals. He's rolling out to the right. He throws, and it's for Yeager, intercepted by number 85. Henry Haas. Haas intercepted it as it bounced from Yeager's arms on the 35, and he ran it across the 30 to the 28. F&M sits quickly on offense. Girono with fullback Deprez behind him. Hands off to the halfback, Collins, number 41, who goes right up the middle, gets 1 yard.
Frank, what happened on that interception was that Rich had to jump for it. It was an awkward angle. It hit his shoulder pads and went up in the air, and Haas came over from another direction to pick it off. Let's see if the Garnet can hold here.
2nd down and 9 from the Swarthmore, 26. F&M with the ball. Girono over center. Pitches out wide to Collins on the left. And Collins is hung up by McCurdy on the 21-yard line. Collins is stepping around trying to find an opening, but little McCurdy just sat there and got him. Third down on the 20, on the 20 and a half. 2.5 to go for the first down. Urano set over center. Going straight back to pass. The press blocking. And it's overthrown, intended for 43. The flanker, John Aliborn, out on the right side at about the 15.
Urano had perfect protection, Frank. It was a short sideline pattern, Sinclair defending. The man was open by 5 steps, and Tiki threw the ball away. But here's a big fourth down play early in this game.
4th and 2.5 on the 20 and a half. Collins in motion to the right. Urano goes back. He's rolling to the right. He's going to run for it. And he snails for a loss by number 29, Wilbur Streets, on the 23-yard line.
Frank, Wilbur did it. He came in from the backer up position. Urano didn't have enough speed to go around him. He got him for the loss. So let's go on.
Swarthmore takes over on their own 23-yard line. First and 10. Great defensive play by Wilbur Streets. Jaegers pass to Silver backfield to the right. Silverton sets point signals. Hands up to Newman, trying to go up the middle. He gets maybe a yard. Big pile of them in the vicinity of 24. Spotted on the 24 and a half seconds and 9 yards. Swarthmore out of the huddle. Silverton sets over center. Backfield again. Well out on the right side. Sinclair flank left. Summerton throws quickly to Sinclair on the line of scrimmage. Sinclair tries to pull forward, but then gets to the 28-yard line. That was a quick step. One step back and through to Sinclair. Didn't move. Third down for Swarthmore now from the 28-yard line. Third and about 6. Summerton set under center. Long pass. Fakes. He throws to number 81 Norman on the 34. And Norman up to the 38-yard line. Tackled by number 34 DeFred. And number 21 Sedlock.
Good ball by John Summerton. Norman was free over the middle on the left side. With 10 minutes to go, first quarter, Norman with the ball, first and 10 on the 38.
Goes back again, that quick pass to Sinclair. He gets away from the line of scrimmage, gets up to the 44-yard line. 45. He caught that, turned around, and looked as if he was going to get thrown for a loss.
Right, Frank. It was a fine cutting by Mike Sinclair. He made that play all on his own.
Second down, 4 for Swarthmore from the 45-yard line. Summerton then throws back, hands off to Newman. Last applies the block, and Newman goes up to the 48-yard line. Cut off tackle on diagonal. Tackle is by number 74, comes after Jim Sentinello. Second down. So for the first down on the 48 and 1.5 yard line. Over the 40 of it. They bring up the change to the field. Oh, it's missed by about 1 inch. You're right.
One play, try to go try line, let's go around again. Maybe John might pass. Ball there in the middle of the first quarter.
We'll see, here they come to the line of scrimmage, third and inches of the 49. Summerton sets over center, he hands off to Newman. Newman breaks free across 50. He's going to 45, to 40, to 35, to 20. The spin, touchdown, Swarthmore. And he falls down in the end zone. A great run by Newman. He's seen stop first to the line of scrimmage, spun forward for 2 yards, stopped again, spun off to his left, turned a complete circle. And suddenly he saw daylight at about 45. He broke free
play. And John Summerton jumped about 10 feet in the air watching that one. Here's the important extra point.
Randy Collins took a hold for Zach Pepper who will kick soccer style as he did a ticket from last week. There's a kick, down, the kick is low. It is no good. And the score, 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Swarthmore 6, F&N 0. Drive, up. 6 plays, which 77 yards covered. They play a 51-yard touchdown run by Newman down the left sideline. Swarthmore Stevens will be kicking off. He's for F&M, number 24 Glasser, and number 41 Collins. Heyman sets the kick. Here he comes. Kick is being taken by Collins on the 10, to the 15, to the 20, right up the middle to the 25. He hurdles one of his own men at the 28, falls across the 32, about the 31 or 32-yard line. Tackle in there by Taylor Cope, number 83, a freshman.
Frank, the Garnet defense looked very strong on those first series of downs. Let's see if they can do it again.
First 10 for F&M on their own 32. Alborn flanks out right. Girono pitches out to the fullback to Prince. He hesitates on the 30s, up to the 34 and tackled by Streams and by number 73 Minnow Williams and by Rick Yeager.
Let's spot that defense. In the backfield, you have Wilbur Streams, Mike Sinclair, Rick Yeager. Linebackers McCurdy, Stewart, Chris King, and Weinstein.
Second and 7 from the F&M 35. Girono goes back, hands off the Collins, trying to turn the right end. 35 trips up as he comes across the 36, falls forward to about the 37-yard line, tackled by Andy Weinstein. And Wilbur Streams once again within there too. The third down rather, for Franklin and Marshall. Third and 4 from the 38-yard line. Girono leads the team out of the huddle. Set over center. Hands off the fullback to French. Bucks right up the middle to the 41-yard line. A power play. Chris King was there to make the stop. Ball is now on the 41.5-yard line. And time for measurement. About 4 inches to go for the first down. Fourth down. Fourth and inches for F&M on their own 41.5-yard line. And they're going to punt. The punt is by Mirono. Newman back at single safety. He lets it roll. McSwain picks it up at the 13. Tries to, and he's hit it to get to the 15. Newman suddenly dropped back in single safety as it became apparent they were going to punt. Girono got away a good high kick to the sideline.
Frank, the strategy on that was to try and block the kick. We missed blocking it, and Newman had no protection. He wanted to let it go, but it bounced right at him. It took a funny bounce, so he had to pick it up. All right, first down.
First and 10 Swarthmore on their own 15-yard line. Summerton sets at the backfield just left. Summerton goes back and hits to Yeager up the middle. Yeager on the draw gets to the 19. Sam Nello, the F&M co-captain, again made a tackle along with number 52, Junior Lou Dempsey. Second down, 6 to go for the Garnet on the 19th. Time left in the first quarter, 6 and 1/2 minutes. Summerton hands off to Newman, going up the middle, twisting and turning. He gets to the 22-yard line. Newman never drives straight ahead, but he has more twists each time he runs. The freshman.
remember last year against Versailles, he had quite a day. So far today, turning on more of the same 50s. Here's a big play for John Summerton. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he's going to run to one of the ends, maybe throw the ball. Although last time that happened, we had a lot of trouble.
Third down and 2 for Swarthmore on their 23. Backfield just right, one Yeager flanks to the right. Sinclair flanks to the left. Handoff right up the middle to Newman. Turns, goes across the 25 to the 26. First down. First down Swarthmore.
Rich just held that ball and fell forward. Didn't want to lose it, and it fell for the first down. Good blocking. Going at line. They're moving out the defensive linemen for those 3-4 yards.
First and 10 from the 26 of Swarthmore. Summerton brings the team out of the huddle. 10 backfield shifts right. Summerton with a long count. Goes back. A fake. It was intended for Yeager. Pass right up the middle. Was deflected. Actually, it looked like it went off Ray Sass's helmet, who was trying to block for him. Milner Rock has also got a hand up there that just completed the damage. Second and 10. Swarthmore, the 26. Sumner brings the team quickly out of the huddle. Backfield is in motion. Yeager to the left. Yeager gets the handoff. Gets to the 27. Jim Centinello racks him up on the 27.
Frank, as we heard from John Summerton in the pregame show, they're playing their defense close, but those short passes have forced them to drop off just a couple of yards. We're seeing a defensive battle here between Wilbur Screams and Santinello. They've made all the tackles so far.
Third and 8 for Swarthmore on the 28.5. Summerton brings the team out. He's set over center, following the signals. Goes back, fake. He gets Yeager over the middle at the 33, and Yeager is filled as he crosses the 35. He lands on the 38-yard line. And it's a first down Swarthmore. They're coming through with these big third down plays.
Again, it was a short pass, Frank, left over the middle. That worked before with Norman, if you remember, the same spot. That backer up apparently is being moved out with another pass. Okay, first and 10.
Summerton brings the team out once more. There's an offside penalty against someone. The handoff was to Sass. Yeager, rather, going up the middle, gets to the 40 mark. There was a racket start on that play. Looks like they scored for offside. Referee talking to Santinello. Offside Swarthmore. That brings the ball back to the 33-yard line, where it will be first down and 15 to go. Four minutes left in this first quarter. Swarthmore leads 6-0. First and 15 for the Garnet on their own 33. Summerton brings the team out. Backfield shifts to the right against Sinclair, almost on the left sideline. Summerton goes back, he hands off to Norman, he gets away in the backfield, he's to the 35, to the 40, and he trips up as it goes to the 43, hit by number 21, Chedlock.
Again, Rich Newman on his own, he faked him out, he went upfield all the way up to the 43 and a half. Tremendous running by Newman, just tremendous, because he could have been caught for a loss on that play.
Yeah, again, they seem to have Rich in the backfield, they had him by one leg, and looked like he was trying to grab him around the middle. Struck them free. Just those fancy stepping in the backfield. Here they come again. Second down, Garnet. Summerton goes back and throwing to the right. He's going to run. He goes out of bounds on the 44 or the 45-yard line.
Third and 5 now, Frank. Summerton rolled to the weak side. He did it earlier. I hope they're setting up a play to go to the other side of the field because the ball's on the near side. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they do. Here's a key play, third and 5.
Ball spotted on the 43-yard line of Swarthmore. Backfield to the right. Sinclair still flank left. Summerton throwing for number 82, Montgomery. Has him in midfield. Montgomery breaks free for a moment to 46.
again a pass, that time to Fred Montgomery, the sophomore in. He did a good job of covering the ball and going an extra 10 yards with it. He got away from a tackle, and again, they broke the tackle. And this drive is carrying now into F&M territory. Frank?
First and 10 for the Garnet on the Diplomat, 38. Somerton hands off to Newman. Newman drives straight forward to the 35. Jim Santinello makes the tackle. There's a gain of 3 on the play. And for Swarthmore, 2nd and 7 from the F&M, 35. Time left, 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the quarter. Somerton leads the team out. Set over center as the backfield goes to the right. Somerton goes back, fakes a quick-looking pass, and he hits Sinclair on a dig-out pattern. Sinclair gets the reception, falling down on the 18-yard line. Great pass.
Frank, tremendous play. That was a touchdown play, but the rush of the F&M line prevented it. This is what happened. They tried that look-in, which they've tried all day long, Sinclair, but John Somerton faked it. He then faded back a couple of extra yards under a tremendous rush, just got it off, a wobbly pass. Sinclair was 5, 7, 10 yards behind the secondary. He had to go towards the sideline. He made a beautiful diving catch for it. But, of course, he was down when he caught it on the 18. Otherwise, it was a touchdown play. But a very fine call and a fine play.
Time is out with a minute and 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. The referee says that as Sinclair fell, his knee hit the ground on the 19. So that'll be first and 10 for the Garnet. Deep in F&M territory at their 19, and the Garnet is moving.
It seems as though the F&M defense is now reacting very quickly, Frank, to what's going on during these plays. They seem kind of sluggish. But here they're going to have to dig in, and we'll see what happens.
Garnet comes out of the huddle. Montgomery at right end. Sinclair flanks left. Yeager now moves out to a right flanker spot. Somerton calling his signals. Hands off to Newman. Newman goes right up to the 15. An off-tackle slant. Tackle by Ron Dochat. John Nelson goes in for F&M. Replaces number 84, Mel Heath. Somerton sets back in the huddle. It's second down, 6 to go for the Garnet from the 15-yard line of F&M. Somerton set as the backfield moves right. Somerton flips to Newman. Newman turning the right side. He's across the 15 to the 13, hits the ball forward to about the 12-yard line. Minnow Williams leading the blocking on that play. Tackle by number 73, Ron Dochat.
Frank, we were illegally in motion in the backfield on that play, and that's 5 yards on us. So that hurts this drive. Second time it's happened in this first quarter.
It will now be second down and 11 Garnet to go. On the 20-yard line, time left in the quarter, 1 minute and 2 seconds. The F&M fans set up a chant of hold that line. The Garnet comes out of the huddle. Somerton set over center. A long count, takes the ball. Looking past the Sinclair, he has it on the 10-yard line. Tackle by John Alborn inside the 10, about the 9.5.
Frank, fine catch by Sinclair. It was a high pass, he caught it, he got hit very hard, but he held it. Mike's playing a very good game for his flanker. It's a big play, huh?
Third down, about 2 feet to go from the F&M 9.5 yard line. Somerton brings the team out of the huddle. A very big play here. Don hands off the right back. He drives right up the middle. slides off a forward wall, but I think he got it. He did. First and goal to go for Swarthmore on the 8-yard line.
Frank, the Garnet succeeded in doing something that we all hoped they would. They've opened up the F&M defense. They're not playing close. They're spreading out their defensive secondary, and we have a lot more play options now. That's the end of the quarter now. With the score, Swarthmore 6, Franklin and Marshall nothing.
What Swarthmore scored in this first quarter came on a 6-play, 77-yard drive, which Dick Newman ran 51 yards, touchdown on the left side. The intended point after by Zach Pepper was no good. So the score after Swarthmore 6, F&M, nothing. Joe Thornton is in for Swarthmore, replacing Bob Nussbaum. Thornton in at left tackle. Sinclair flanked out left, hard to the left. Yeager flanked out slightly to the right. Thurden, ball signals, hands off to Newman, going up the middle to the 5-yard line. Tackle by number 21, Stan Shedlock. Swarthmore down to the 5-yard line. Second and goal from the 5. The second quarter is just beginning. Summerton lays the team out of the huddle. Backfield goes to the right. Summerton set for the looking pass. Intended for Sinclair, was thrown behind him very quickly. Sinclair was leveled as soon as the ball got within his reach. And then third goal for Swarthmore from the 5.
Coach Elverson has made several substitutions into the line. He's taken out Hamilton. I think he has Gessner in there. He's got Blumberg in the line now also. So he wants a little extra beef to hold that F&M defense.
Backfield shifts right as Summerton brings the team out. He's set over the line of scrimmage. Takes the ball to pitch out to Newman to the option pass. Touchdown to Rich Yeager.
Frank, beautiful, just beautiful. Nobody was even near Rich Yeager. He went out like he was going to block. They had 2 or 3 men coming in on Rich Newman. He didn't bat an eye. He just confidently flipped the ball, and Yeager was 7-8 yards deep in the right corner of the end zone. And it's now 12-0. A beautiful call. Just beautiful.
Pepper in the kick again for Swarthmore. Holland to hold. Swarthmore leads 12-0. Not 1 minute into the second quarter. Ball placed down. The kick is very high. It is wide to the left side, to the right side. Mike Newman has now equaled his touchdown pass out to the last year when he threw one of 20-some-odd yards to Appealy against Hopkins. That was a beautiful play.
Well, the idea of that option play is to completely fool the defensive backs, and F&M went for it completely. And I must admit, we have some pretty good actors on the team.
Mike, that touchdown drive took 19 plays. They just rounded out little by little. Back to receive Damon's kick, Glasser, and Collins. Bill Glasser on the right, Randy Collins on the left. Everybody up for the kickoff. Here it is. Going to be taken by Collins on the 15. He's to the 20. Puts on speed. He comes near the sideline. The near side to the 30. Breaks away. 35. And up to the 39 or 40-yard line. Frank Apple finally made that tackle. The ball is placed on the 39. An excellent run back by Collins. cut across from his left, cut across from the left position to the right. Now, F&M quickly out of the huddle. Mirono brings him out. He's going back to pass to the left. He tries to run, and he's nailed in the backfield for a loss. 2 yards, a little late. And number 61, Eric Blumberg, nailed him in the backfield for a 2-yard loss, 1-yard loss.
You heard Jim Flack on the pregame show. He said smother the quarterback. That's what happened on that play, Frank. Mirono needs a little bit more time. There were 3-4 men in on him. There are 2 fired-up football teams on that field right now.
2nd and 11 for F&M from their own 38-yard line. Most to the right is Glasser. Mirono throws to Glasser. He gets him on the 45, and he's brought down by number 60, John Stewart, at the 47. He's spotted on the 48 now. 3rd down, 1 to go for F&M.
Frank, Glasser caught that ball on the left side over the middle. He cut back for it. It's a good pass.
That's set again. Line of scrimmage. Glasser again in motion to the right. Mirono going back, throwing again for Glasser. He has him at the 48, and he drives forward to the 45-yard line. Tackled by Andy Weinstein. 1st down, F&M on the 44-yard line of Swarthmore. F&M in the move. On the move, twice the identical pass to Glasser. It was in motion right. That was the first down of the game for F&M. Mirono hands off to the fullback to Prez. Goes right up the middle to the 42-yard line. Tackle by number 76, Layton.
Bula Layton had good reactions on that play, Frank, because they had a hole. It was a good call by Mirono going the other way with a run, and Bula reacted very quickly to cut down the game. This is a very important series. I think F&M is fired up. If we could hold them on this series, be very important to the whole game.
Alaborn flanks out left. Glasser goes in motion left. Mirono rolling to the left. He throws, overthrown, intended for Glasser at the 30-yard line.
He was free, Frank. They flooded the left side of the defense where McCurdy and Yeager are defending. And he had a long gainer, but it was overthrown. We could look for them to come back right into that same sector again.
3rd down, 7 to go for F&M on the 41-yard line of Swarthmore. Glasser in motion right. Alaborn flanks right. And touchdown pass to number 81, Al Guzma at the 30. He breaks free at the 25 to the 20 and down across the 20 at the 18-yard line. Mike, on that play, Mirono was falling down as he threw that ball. His 2 primary receivers are on the right side. Instead, he threw for the first time of the day to Al Guzma, who caught it in motion, heading across the field. And Guzma broke free for a 12-yard run after he caught the ball. Ball is now spotted. 1st and 10 for F&M on the Swarthmore 18. Steps in their first drive.
It was a fine catch. It was to the left end, cutting across, and he went through the middle of the Swarthmore defensive secondary, and he actually went through everybody, but he isn't that fast, and we caught up with it. It seems as though Mirono has caught fire because they're beginning to hit on the short passes, and we're going to have to do something very quickly, to say the least. There are 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the half. The Garnet leads 12-0, but F&M is driving deep in Swarthmore territory.
F&M out of their huddle as time is in. Alaborn flank right. Guzma flank left. Mirono set over center. Hands off to the fullback to Fred. He goes right across the 15 and almost down to the 10-yard line. Tackled by Wilbur Street. And Blumberg, number 61. And McCurdy was in on it too. The ball down to the 12-yard line. 2nd down. And about 3.5 or 4 to go. F&M out of the huddle once more. Mirono pass deflected, almost intercepted by Yeager.
covering on the play. That was almost deadly, Frank. That man was great. I think Wilbur Street's got a hand up on that one, and Rich was covering the man. It's a fine defensive play, as usual. Great. Here's another big play.
3rd and 4 for F&M from their 11-yard line. Rono. Hands off. He tried to hit up his lots of the fumble on the handoff. Covered by F&M by sophomore tackle Russ Focusrover.
Frank, that was a double reverse, and they lost the handle on the ball. It's 4th and about 5. This is a big play again. Can the defense hold them? They may come to the right side.
4th down. About 4.5 to go. The 13. In motion right. It's Glasser. Girono rolling to the right. Rolling. He's going to run for it. No, he can't. He gets Glasser on the 6-yard line. And the 10-yard line, rather. First down, F&M. As the ball is now spotted on the 6-yard line.
Frank, we knew he was going to the right. And still he got away from one tackle and got free enough to throw that short pass. Garnet is now called timeout as number 75, Tom Kaufman, has come in to replace number 30, Mike Sinclair. Try and get a little beef in there. Morono rolled to the right. The Garnet covered that right zone very well on that play. I think Eric Blumberg had a shot at it and swiveled around it. Got free long enough to flip that pass into and some deep time, caught the ball, came down on the 7th. It was good defensive play, but the individual probably Morono came out on that one. He made that play all by himself.
Excellent face by Steve. Pockets on 3 times, took off, and he's going to around the right end. Pulled up to the line of scrimmage, got that pass away to Glasser, turned around and looked right at it. Pushed it. Now he's had the ball spotted. Glasser goes to the 7 of the 6. The ball's a 6.5 circle goal. F&M man picks it up a good chance. And there are exactly 10 minutes left in this half. Swarthmore leads 12-0, but they are in danger right now. Time is in. F&M out of the huddle. Girono takes the hands up to DeFred. DeFred trying to go over the left tackle spot. Gets 2 yards to the 5.
Good reactions there, Frank, by number 60, Eric Blumberg, who closed up that hole in a big hurry.
Collins goes into the F&M backfield, replacing number 24, Bill Glasser. Here they come. The line of scrimmage, 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Girono handing off to Collins, who goes over right end to about the 4-yard line. Tackle by number 29, Wilbur Street. They spot the ball on the 4, gain of 1, it's 3rd and goal from the 4. Swarthmore trying to put up the goal line defense. F&M to the line of scrimmage, another big play. They're all big. It's Girono. Hands off to Collins, who does not get it. He gets to the 3-yard line, where it will be 4th down, goal to go.
Frank, the center of the line stopped as Bula Layton was at the bottom of the pile. And here is the biggest play of the game.
Collins now comes off again, his work done.
I think he may handle the ball on this one. What do you think?
We'll have to say this has got to be one of the biggest plays. 4th down, goal to go from the 3 for F&M. The line of scrimmage, Girono looking to pass. Throwing to number 81, Gooseball alone in the end zone, and he misses it.
Frank? Goosewall was all alone. Morono went back to his left, but he threw the ball
too high and too far. Matter of fact, even if he caught that, it would have been no good. He was out of the end zone. So the Garnet takes over. I have a feeling that Stevie Morono goes better to his right than his left. So that was to his left. He made a poor play.
Swarthmore set deep in his own territory. First and 10 from his own 3-yard line. Summerton hands off to Newman. And Newman gets nowhere. May have even lost the yard. He was backed up right away. Tackled by Jim Sandanello. So that was a long one. Time left 8 minutes in the half. Second and 11 for Swarthmore from his own 2-yard line. Summerton handing off again to Yeager, rather. Pulled right up the middle to the 5-yard line. Gain of 3. It will be third down and 8 to go for Swarthmore from the 5-yard line. Frank Apto comes running in, replacing number 83, Taylor Coe. Swarthmore comes to the line of number 35. Summerton will be punting from the end zone. Smith and Alcorn back. The kick is away to the 40-yard line, picked up on the 46-yard line by Aliborn. Aliborn across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Red Webster makes the stop. It will be 10 for F&M on the 35-yard line. They're on the Swarthmore 35. Steve Hamilton hurt on the play. It's on the sideline. F&M comes to the line of scrimmage. Glasser in motion right. Girono in rolling right. Rolling. He's pursued by Blumberg. He gets a great pass away to Glasser. Catches on the 26. Glasser's out of bounds on the 25. Mike, you called it when you said that Girono was best when he went to his right. He got away a perfect pass. He really threaded the needle to get that ball to Glasser.
Fine execution by Seeke. Beautiful play. And we're back in trouble again. My comment that John Summerton made a good punt there under pressure, right almost at the end line of the goal line. So the ball's back now on the 14-yard line.
Gallagher in the center for F&M. Girono takes the ball. Throwing to his left. He throws to Glasser. And Glasser is in for a touchdown. Glasser got that ball at about knee level at the 5-yard line. And went the rest of the way. That time it was to the left side, and it was a weak pass. It was low, but Glasser got it anyway. He was free. And with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half, F&M gets onto the scoring column. Scored 12-6.
Frank, that pass went approximately 3 yards in the air. And it was wobbly, but Glasser really ran it over. Here's the kick. Very important now.
Hamby, the kick is up. It is good. 12-7 Swarthmore. That drive, if you can call it that, took only 2 plays to cover 35 yards. And they both went from Morono to Glasser.
Frank, they just announced the score of the cross country. The Swarthmore won it. The score was 31 F&M, 25 for Swarthmore.
Montague will kick for F&M. Fraser, Yeager, and Newman back to receive from Swarthmore. They're all standing on the 10. tackle by number 80, Jed Laird, and number 60, Dave Lehman. Swarthmore has the ball first and 10 on their own 29-yard line. Summerton, set over center. Hands off to Newman, trying to turn to the right side. Newman first 25 to the 30. And spelled as he goes to the 33.
Frank, we were in motion again on that play. Backfield illegally in motion. That's the third time in the half. That'll eliminate that run.
Substitution for F&M. Number 33 from Salamone, replaced 21 Van Chedlock. Ball is now back on the Swarthmore 20-yard line. First and 15. Timeout on the field. Now 10 again. 6 minutes left in the half. Backfield. Goes to the right. Oh, flanked out to the left. Summerton makes the pass. Hands off to the side. Snap fumbles as he tackled on the 28. The whistle blew before he fumbled. And here's Mike Halpern to give you some of the play-by-play.
Thank you, Frank. It's second and 11 now for the Garnet. Summoning over center. Ball's on the 23. Summoning fakes, goes back to pass, throws over the middle, complete to number 20. Jaeger, who's upended immediately by number 80. He fell forward to the 33-yard line on that play. Jed Laird made the tackle. The quick pass over the middle. So that'll make it third down and 3 on the 33-yard line. With approximately 5 minutes to go in the half. 12-7, the Garnet lead. He comes to the line of scrimmage. Summerton calls the signal. Hands off to Newman. He goes nowhere. He's piled up at the line of scrimmage, and that'll make it a fourth down play. Middle of the line really piled up that play. So it's a punting situation. Frank Appel comes in, Taylor Cope goes off. 4th and 3 on the 33. 4.5 minutes to go. John Alaborn and Jim Smith, the safeties, are deep, waiting Summerton's kick. Ball snaps. John moves forward, kicks the ball. It's end over end. It's coming down at the 25. Fumble by Alaborn. He picks it up. And he's knocked down immediately on the 31 by number 82, Fred Montgomery. Number 6, John Stewart.
Mike Stewart really plowed it. Knocked it back about 5 yards, but a ball placed that point of both to the 32.
Williams was the first one down under that kick. Okay, 1st and 10. Morano going back to his right. He's going to run. Appel missed. There he goes. He's down the sideline. He's to the 45. He's to midfield. Mike Sinclair knocks him down along with Chris King at midfield. 1st and 10, F&M. And there was Mr. Morano, trapped back at the line of scrimmage. And he took off and ran. He got around the lineman. He carried all the way up to the midfield stripe where it's 1st and 10.
Momentum has really changed hands here, Mike. The first quarter was all Swarthmore. This quarter is all F&M.
Morano over the ball. Calls the signal. Fades back to his right. He's rolling out. He's going to run. He's to the 45. Down to the 43. Penalty. Wilbur Street made the tackle. There's a penalty on the play. And timeout is full. Let's see what that penalty flag was. It's a personal foul, I think, against F&M. I think it's a personal foul on that play. Let's see what they call. They're marking off yardage now. From the spot of the foul, back into F&M territory, to the 41, flipping, personal foul.
That flipping was Alabor, who took out Rule late, which was not expected. He tried to get into the tackle.
It's first and down now, and 18 yards to go. The ball is second down now on the 41, I guess. There are 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the half. Gone it leads 12-7. That's the F&M band, which is a big band. How many do you think are in it, Frank? And they're pretty good, too. Okay, F&M coming up to the ball. Morano looks over the defense and under center. Man in motion to the left. Morano rolling to his left. Quick pass, and it's complete up to midfield. Glasser caught the ball. He was tackled by number 20, Rich Yeager. And number 76, Google Layton, came over to help out. However, the play's being pulled back. He dropped the ball. Sure looked like he caught it. But I guess the hard hit by Yeager knocked the ball loose. Okay, it's third down, 18 to go from the 42 now. F&M comes to the line of scrimmage. The ball is towards the near side. Man flanked out to the right and left. Man in motion to the right. Morano calls the rolls to his right. He's going to run. Weinstein grabs him from behind on the 45-yard line. Good play by Andy Weinstein. He was blocked by number 34, Perez. Slid off the block, came back, and made the tackle from behind. Eric Lumberg came up from the front to help him out.
On that play, Alabor was flanked out right, diagonal across the middle to the left, and Bushwa, the left hand, split way out to the left. The diagonal to the right, and then Glasser, right, the 2 men across the middle were covered by Yeager and by Stewart. That's why he couldn't throw.
Paul Rafer is going to punt. He's back on his own 30. Newman is back. High pass. The kick is almost blocked. It's a forward kick coming down, and it takes an F&M bounce. It's across the 30 to the 27-yard line, and it's down there by number 66, Ray Sanseverino.
Green's waiting for that on the 39-yard line. Surrounded by a lot of unfriendly faces.
We almost blocked that one. It would have been a big break. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the half. Siki Morano is being taken off the field. He's walking under his own powers to the clubhouse. He might have been shaken up on that last series of downs. His right arm bridges there. But it doesn't look too serious because he's walking off pretty well. Jim Smith is now in the defensive secondary, replacing number 43, John Allen. 45, Al Weinraub is also in now. All right, first and 10 for the Garnet. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go. First and 10 on the 27. Summerton over center. Pitches to Newman. He's hit way back, being pushed back by 3 or 4 men. Santinello and number 80, Jed Laird. And he lost 2 yards on that play. So it'll be second down and 12 to go from the 25. Clock is running with 1 minute, 45 seconds to go in the half. Taylor Cope is flanked out to the left side. Summerton comes to the line of scrimmage. Calls the Yeager shifts to the right. Sad directly behind Summerton. John fakes it, throws over the middle, and it's dropped by number 82, Fred Montgomery, on the 32-yard line. He was covered by number 21, Stan Tesla, on the play. Quick pass over the middle, incomplete. 3rd and 12 with about a minute and a half to go. Ball is on the 25.
Montgomery is now playing the tight left end, flanker on the left side. So,
Summerton, ball signal. Pass to Cope on the 30. It's incomplete, overthrown. Taylor just went down 5 yards and jumped for that ball. It was too far. That'll make it 4th down and 12. From the 25, it was just, that play took 3 seconds. A minute and a half to go. 12-7, Swarthmore lead. Weinraub and Smith drop into double safety back on their own 40-yard line. Summerton standing on his 12. He gets the snap from center and kicks. It's a good high kick back to the 30-yard line. Taken by Smith. He's to the 35. He's to the 40, and he's snowed under by 3 or 4 men. Minnow Williams was in on it. So was Montgomery, and so was number 72, Frank Appel. Joe Thornton has hurt his leg. He's down on his knees. Bob Mueller and Frank Appel are helping him out, and Joe's knee is definitely giving way. Frank, that's what it looks like. And this could have a serious effect on this ball game. Yeah, he can't walk now. They're taking him off. Penrose and the trainer out now. And they're taking him off to the sideline. He gets a nice round of applause from the Garnet fans on the far side. Time is out now with 1 minute, 15 seconds to go in the half. The ball is on the F&M 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Now, who's playing quarterback for F&M now, Frank? Smith, number 16, Jim Smith, the safety, is now playing quarterback for F&M. I think he's a left-hander. 1st and 10. He's going back to pass. He is left-handed. He throws to the sideline. It's complete and out of bounds on the 45-yard line to number 81, Jack Uswa.
Mike Smith, actually their 3rd string quarterback, the number 2 man, Jim Taylor, in the opening day game against Hopkins, and is out for the entire year. But that was a good start for 3rd string quarterback.
It was a 6-yard completion. It's now placed on the 46 and a half. 2nd down and 4 to go. Smith over center, goes back to pass. He's going to throw out to the right side. It's complete. But let me tell you, for a loss, Mr. Andy Weinstein wrapped up number 41. Randy Collins, way back on the 39-yard line. That was a terrific play by the backer-up, Weinstein.
Boy, he really did, man. Andy tracked him up, drove back 5 or 10 yards. Ball is spotted on the 39. You know, a great pass rush that was put on by Blumberg.
All right, Smith back to pass. He's going to throw it to weak pass. Big rush by Bula Layton and Frank Appel. And he threw the ball away. It was intended for number 43, John Alaborn. On the right sideline, was incomplete. It's 4th down and 10. The ball is on the 40-yard line. There are about 40 seconds to go in the half. Rich Newman is dropping back into safety. Number 32, Paul Rafer, is back on his own. 25, kick. Snap. The kick is almost blocked. It's a bad kick again. It's bouncing on the 45, and it's down by number 7. Russ Bolton.
Great rush. It looked like they have back a little bit. Down on his way back. Trying to move his neck back. Now he's up and walks to the sideline. He couldn't have missed by more than an inch or 2 blocks now, though.
Right, that's the second time, Frank, that he's come very close. 1st and nothing. 15 seconds to go in the half. First and 10 on the 45-yard line. Somerton calls signal. Jaeger shifts to the right. John, long count, takes the ball, fakes the pitch. He's going to throw, and it's incomplete to Norman on the 47-yard line, right through his hands.
I got mixed up on the timing there because Norman didn't turn around. The pass was right to him, but his back was turned.
Fred Montgomery has come in replace of Norman. There are unofficially 3 seconds to go in the half, so this should be the last play. First and 10, ball is on the Garnet 45. They lead 12-7, 3 seconds to go in the half. And the sun has come out for the first time all day. Jaeger shifts to the right, Sass is behind Somerton. Newman's the other back. Somerton fakes 3 times. He's got a lot of time. He's going to throw, and he throws nowhere, way down on the 35-yard line. Everybody was covered, and that's the end of the half. With the score, Swarthmore 12, Franklin and Marshall 7.
Good summary of the first half scoring. Swarthmore took an early lead. Newman ran 51 yards around the left side. The touchdown only a couple minutes into the game. Zach Pepper missed on his kick for the extra point, so the score was 6-0 Swarthmore. Then the Garnet are 85 yards in 19 plays covered the last half of the first quarter, off the first 3 plays of the second, scoring 45 seconds into the second quarter on a pitch after pass play. Somerton pitching after Newman who threw his option pass to Rick Jaeger all alone in the end zone. This time, Pepper's kick was wide to the right, so it was 12-0 in favor of the Garnet. From then on, the half was almost all Franklin and Marshall. They went 60 yards. 12 plays. 60 yards in 12 plays. To get all the way down to the 3-yard line of Swarthmore where they left the ball on down. Garnet took over. In 2 plays, got only 2 yards to the 5. And decided to kick on 3rd down. They were so deep. F&M then took over on 35. And went those 35 yards for their 1 touchdown and 2 pass plays. Each time from Urono to Glasser. Each time Glasser in motion, the first time to the right, the second time to the left. Glasser went in from 12 yards after the touchdown. Number 82, Pete Bambi kicked the extra point to leave F&M 5 points back at 12-7. That's the way we stand at halftime. Mike?
I think 2 things that came up at the end of the half will determine this game in the second half. First of all, Joe Thornton looks as if he's not going to do any more playing today. So we'll see how that affects our defensive line. And secondly, Ziggy Morano did not play in those last series of downs. He had to go to the clubhouse early. We'll see how he is. Right now, we have the band playing. They stretch the whole width of the field. They're snappily dressed. They play very well, and they have 2 male baton twirlers. But it's a good show. We're seeing an awfully good football game. Teams are hitting hard. The Garnet seemed a little quicker in the first quarter, but we saw what one man can do, especially a quarterback, because Morano caught fire and suddenly the game turned around. But now, as the half ended, it seemed like a stalemate. We could mention also that last week we were saying those extra points were very important because we were making them. Well, today they're even more important because Zach Pfeffer has missed twice. And this puts us in a very tough position. It's going to be a very tight and clutch second half. And now the sun's come out, we're pretty sure to have good weather, I hope, for the rest of the game. Frank?
That wraps up WSRN's first half coverage of this exciting Swarthmore Franklin and Marshall football game. We'll be returning you to studios where you'll hear some good band music during halftime. Don't go away because we'll be back in exactly 10 minutes.
In about 20 seconds, we're going to be switching you back to Frank Brown, where you will hear Swarthmore hopefully go on to defeat F&M. I need a greater margin. Returning you now to F&M.
Hello again, everyone. This is Frank Brown, along with Mike Halpern and Jim Perry, back here at Franklin and Marshall for the second half of this big football game. The Garnet, which turned in an upset in its first game, is one halfway towards turning in another as they lead 12-7 over the Diplomats of F&M.
Frank, Siki Morano is warming up on the sidelines right now. He hurt his right arm, apparently, late in the first quarter. I don't know if he's really hurt as badly as he seems to be because he's in pain every time he throws or catches the ball. But we'll have to see. This could be a very dramatic turn in this ball game. Frank, I believe you have some first half statistics.
Very quickly, in rushing, Swarthmore got 101 yards on the ground. F&M 51 yards. Passing, F&M were 6 for 12 for 90 yards. Swarthmore 9 for 16 for 88 yards. Garnet had 8 first downs. F&M had 6, and we're ready for the second half kickoff. Heyman will kick off for Swarthmore. Deep for F&M, Glasser, and Collins. Heyman right now getting set to tee up the ball. Everyone's standing for the kickoff. Siki Morano is in there right now on the receiving team for F&M. He's not one of the deep men. He's second to. No, that's. That's Alborn, not Mirano. Mirano's standing on the sideline. Heyman's still teeing up the ball. He seems to have some trouble getting it to stand. Come on, Dick. Okay, now it's set. And we're moments away from the beginning of the second half. Glasser and Collins back on their 10, waiting the ball. Here comes Heyman. The kick is taken by Collins on the 8. He's to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, right up the middle to the 25. Hit by Blumber, and he falls forward to the 28-yard line.
First and 10 on the 33-yard line. He went across to the 33. First and 10 for F&M.
First and 10 for the Diplomats on their own 33. Mirano leading them out of the huddle. Hands up to Collins, turning the right end. He dodges across the 35 and up to the 40-yard line, to the 41. Tackle made by Stewart, number 60.
I mentioned that John Stewart and Chris King, who have been filling in for Flash at offensive and defensive positions, have done a good job so far. Let's hope they can keep it up.
Second and 3 for the Diplomats on their 41. Mirano sets up a center, hands off to Collins. Collins turns the 40, rounds the corner all the way to the 44-yard line. It's a first down on the 44 for F&M.
Frank, they're going to measure on this play. Morano is playing right now, but he definitely has hurt his shoulder. There's a question whether he can throw the ball very hard or very far, and he's handed off both times and sort of limped away in pain. Now, if they're going to run, I think we should be able to stop their running attack because Morano's wide sweeps are what makes this offense go. But we'll have to see what goes on now. Morano is looking over the defense and calling the play in the huddle. First and 10 on the 44.
Out comes F&M. Morano set at the line of scrimmage. Quick count. Hand off to the press. He turns to the left side. He's across midfield down to the 47-yard line of Swarthmore. Tackled by Wilbur Stream.
The blocking has changed around. They're knocking us out of the way now.
Set out of the huddle again. 2nd and 1. Fumble! Girona fumbles the ball. Picked up by Swarthmore. Frank Apfel recovers for the Garnet. Back in F&M territory at the F&M 47.
Frank, Ziggy Morano's arm now is falling off, is hanging there, and he is hurt. He is hurt. That's why he couldn't hold on to that ball, and it popped way behind him. One of the Garnet linemen had a chance to run with it for a long way, but he fumbled it too. Okay, back to you. 1st and 10.
Summerton leads the team to center. Pitches out to Yeager, trying to turn the left end. He's up to the 45 and racked up at the 45-yard line by a whole host of F&M tacklers. The big stop was by number 60, Dave Lehman. Perez came up from his safety. Defensive halfback spot was also there. 2nd down and 8, a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 for the Garnet on the 45. Summerton with a quick pass intended for Sinclair was deflected. He just missed it. The press was covering on the play.
That was very tight. A lineman hit the ball, and it was anybody's ball out there. Very dangerous play in that case. Here's a 3rd down play. I think John will have to go to the air. He may throw towards the right side of the field.
Swarthmore out of the huddle, 3rd and 8 from the 45. Backfield tips to the right. John going back. Gets a block from nobody. Hits Yeager at the 42. Yeager is free to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, nailed by the last man and across the 20-yard line. Number 21, Stan Cheslock, was the only man that stood between Rich and the goal line. He finally brought it down after Rich dragged him along for 6 yards.
Right, Frank. What happened was that Rich Yeager was out on the right, and he cut back over the middle, only 7 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. He took it and made a fine run with it all the way down to the 20. 1st and 10.
Wasn't for Newman's block, that pass wouldn't have been possible. Swarthmore to the line of scrimmage. Summerton sets hands off to Newman. Newman goes to the right side. He only gets up to the 20. No gain. Newman trying to land off tackle to the right. No gain in 2nd and 10. Time left 12 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Swarthmore 12, F&M 7. The Garnet deep in diplomat territory. They come out of the huddle. Summerton set, backfield tips left. Summerton going back to throw. He snail for a loss. By number 82, Pete Bambi.
Frank, John was going to pass that one. If it wasn't for Bambi, he had a lot of time and a lot of room, but Bambi nailed him back on the 27-yard line. I might mention that the whole F&M bench is standing and watching this series. It's a big series of plays. And here's a very big 3rd down play.
3rd and 17 for Swarthmore. We have a 3rd quarter score. Penn State 3, Boston College nothing. Swarthmore out to the line of scrimmage. Sinclair flanks left. Backfield goes to the right. Wilbur Stream's in there at fullback instead of Sass. Summerton fakes, throws off Yeager's fingertips at the 15-yard line. He tried that same pass with Yeager cutting across the middle, but he let it by about 1 or 2 feet too much and went right off Richard's fingertips. It'll be 4th and 17 for the Garnet on the 27-yard line.
I wonder what they're going to do here. There seems to be mixed up now on who's going to play. Apfel went in, now he goes out, and Sinclair comes back. It is 4th down now, Frank. And I wonder whether we're going to go for it. Yes, I think we are.
Swarthmore will have to come up with a big gain here. Back just to the right now, it's Sass in this ball. Summerton going back, looking, throwing long on the left side. Sinclair's got it on the 10. He falls down on the 8. First down and goal to go for the Garnet. They spot it on the 9-yard line.
Sinclair came up with it again. He leaped high in the air, came down on his back. He caught the ball. Somerton faked 3 or 4 times with the pump, wobbled the pass down to the 9. Sinclair out-leaped everybody, caught the ball and fell on the 9. A very clutch play and another good one by Mike Sinclair.
Those third down plays tell the difference. They needed 17, they got 18. First and goal from the 9. Somerton leads them out of the huddle. Back there, sits to the right, Newman, Sass, and Yeager. Somerton pitches to Newman. Newman trying to turn to the right side, and he is nailed as Ray Sass misses the block. Number 21, Sanchez block. Rode with Sass's block and brought down Newman.
I think we may have to go back to the air because that play with Newman going around the end hasn't worked at all in the second half, Frank. And we may have to rely on a little strategy here. I would look for a pass play towards the left side of the field. I would think that's where Somerton will throw.
9 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Somerton brings the team to the line of scrimmage. Sets under center. Takes it. Fakes one pass. Now he's going to roll to the left. He's throwing. And in and out of Newman's hands at the 7-yard line. Newman was alone at the 7, but he was turning in the wrong direction, and he was in a very awkward position to try to catch that pass. Hit it right out of his arm. We third down.
Frank, just looking ahead, we might see a field goal tried should this play fail. I don't know. They'll probably go for it, but it'd be interesting to see what Coach Elverson would call.
Somerton brings the team out once more. Newman moves into a slot back position. Somerton goes straight back to throw. And he throws to Sinclair. Can't hold with it. He is hit on the 5-yard line. It's a hard rush put on Somerton. He had no time at all, but he still got the pass away to Sinclair.
Yes, it was a good play by John. He got it away to Sinclair. Hit Mike right in the chest, but Mike got really hit on the play, and it was down inside the 5. Andy Weinstein's coming out on the field, and Trey Montgomery is leaving. There are 9 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. 4th and 14 from the 14. We need a touchdown. Team comes to the line of scrimmage.
Backfield moves to the right. Somerton set. Whistles blow. Except for 5 yards against F&M for illegal proceedings.
I don't know what that was, but changes the yardage situation now. It's 9 yards to go instead of 14. There's no argument, so it must have been some penalty.
All right. Somerton set under center at the line of scrimmage. It's a big play here. Somerton pitches to Newman. He's going to throw the option pass again. He's got Yeager again, a touchdown. The same play from 9 yards out. Swarthmore goes ahead 18-7.
Frank, I don't know. Those guys did it in the first quarter. They did it again. And this time it was obvious that Rich Newman faded back the pass to about the 15. And he threw to Yeager again, 7, 8 yards deep. He was 7 or 8 yards free. So no reaction at all on defense and a lot of hung heads out there, too.
Collins to hold. Pepper to kick. Let's see if we can get an extra point this time. As 9% of the ball is down. The kick is low again. It hits the goalpost. No good. What's the matter with Zach today, Mike?
Well, twice now the hike and the place down have been a little belated, and the timing has been off, Frank, and that's affected him. One he missed on his own, but the other two have been sort of, the plays haven't worked well. So the score now is 18-7. There are 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Garnet will kick off.
Paul Lake was talking to me this morning. He made a prediction. He said that if the offense would get them 2 touchdowns, he thought the defense would hold them. Well, the offense has come through with 3 touchdowns. Let's see if he's right. Heyman putting the ball up on the tee again. We have Collins and Glasser back double safety, 10-yard line, waiting to receive that kick. Heyman has the ball set the way he wants it. Here's the booth. It's a low kick taken on the 19-yard line by Collins. Counts to the 25 to the 30. Bucks up the middle to the 35. And to the 38 or 9-yard line, where Taylor Cope and Eric Blumberg bring him down. First and 10 for F&M on the 39-yard line. F&M out of the huddle. Nerono is still in. Hands off to Glasser. Glasser turning to the right side at the 40, goes to the 41. Stop made by King, by Streams, and then by Stewart. Ball is spotted on the 41-yard line. Gain of 3. Second down. 7 to go for F&M. Out of the huddle. Nerono. Head over center. Glasser in motion right. Nerono looking for Glasser. Throws Alaborn. Gets in the way. Chris King is defending there. The ball falls incomplete at the 44.
I think Chris and Andy Weinstein and Frank Abfeld and Alaborn, they all were wondering. The ball hit Alaborn in the helmet. It wasn't intended for him, but he walked right into the pads, and everybody was a little confused. That Garner defense is essentially the same, with a deep three of Sinclair, Streams, and Yeager. Chris King, Weinstein, Stewart, and McCurdy at the back row.
Glasser goes in motion to the right. F&M sets in the line of scrimmage. Mirono on a quick looking pass to Goosebaugh. Spun around. It's incomplete. McCurdy breaking it up at the 45.
Good reaction by Dick McCurdy, as it was a quick looking pass, and he broke it up in a hurry. Very fine defensive play.
8 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Swarthmore leads 18-7. Mirono. The punt. Newman. Rafford up punt. It's a great kick. Comes down at the 15 and falls dead on the 1-yard line. It is down on the 1. Newman was watching it, thinking it would go into the end zone, but Swarthmore is nailed on their 1-yard line. Newman was watching it, and he didn't block the lineman who came into down it.
He didn't have a chance, Frank. There were 4 or 5 of them. The kick was rolling very slowly. However, there's a penalty on that play. Flipping. And I don't know where they're going to put the ball. He's talking to the co-captain, Sandell, of F&M. And they're taking the ball back. And let's see what happens here. Wait a minute. See what the call is. They might have hit the kicker. Is that it? 15 yards into Swarthmore territory on the 43.5. Here's the sign. Clipping on Swarthmore.
They stepped it off to the point of infraction, which was the 42 of F&M, and it's now F&M's ball. First and 10 on the Swarthmore, 43. The help of a big penalty. Glasser goes in motion right. Alaborn flanks right. Mirono looking. He hits Glasser coming across the 40, and Glasser drops the ball. Andy Weinstein covering the play.
I wish he had caught it because it popped out of him and Sinclair picked it up. Thornton has come back into the ball game. Number 88 as number 75. Tom Kaufman leads. Siki Mirono at the same time goes out. So the injuries are turning the other way now.
Jim Smith now is the quarterback F&M. Set on the 43. Takes the ball. He's rolling to the left with the press blocking for him. He throws on the run. Complete on the 35-yard line to Guzman, number 81. Jack Guzman. Wilbur Streams makes the stop. But it's first and 10. They spot the ball on the 30-yard line, right on the 30.
They put Thornton in for one play. He fought off all the interference. Now they put Kaufman back in.
First and 10 for the Diplomats on the Swarthmore 30. They are moving. Smith under center. Goes back. Hands off to DePrez. DePrez looking to the 25 to the 24-yard line. running with power. The Preds going with power. Tom Kaufman makes the stop. Ball spotted on the 24. Gain of 6 and it's second down, 4 to go for F&M. Deep in Swarthmore territory. The F&M fans come alive. Smith leads the team out of the huddle, takes the snap, hands off the glasses around the left side. He's down to the 21-yard line. Stopped by Frank Apfel, number 72. And Dick McCurdy, number 10. Thornton back in the game, replacing Kaufman.
McCurdy really knocked him down. He had running room and a great tackle by McCurdy. Number 41 for F&M, Randy Collins goes into the game taking the place of Bill Glasser.
3rd and 1 for F&M on the Swarthmore 21. This would be a big play for the defense to hold. And up by Smith to the Preds. He does not get it. He is thrown all the way back to the 25, but let's see what they spot forward motion. On the 21, no gain at all.
McCurdy again was the first one through on that. They really piled him up. With 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the third quarter, this is a very big play. 4th and about 1.5 yards.
As the Preds got the ball, he was hit by McCurdy, and he reacted like a dizzy man as he just started to spin around like a top. 4th and 1 for F&M on the 21-yard line. Big play is Smith. Brings him out of the huddle. He takes the ball. Looking to pass. It's incomplete as it goes off Bourgeois' hand at the 16-yard line.
Frank, that was a very good call, a daring call by the quarterback. He almost pulled it off because Bourgeois was free, but it went out of his hands. So the Garnet takes over.
Number 62 guard Phil Thompson of F&M goes off the weapon. Swarthmore taking over on the 21, 1st and 10. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Swarthmore 18, F&M 7. Coming in center. Yeager goes to the right. Oh, flank left. He takes the ball. The handoff to Newman. Newman gets maybe 1 yard to the 22. Tackled by Lou Dempsey and Al Weintraub. It goes Paul Rapper, replacing number 34 to Fred for F&M. Swarthmore sets the line of scrimmage. Summerton, quick hike. He was throwing intended for Cope, but the flat Cope was alone, but that was way overthrown. Something was bungled there.
Well, John got rid of it in a hurry because Pantanello has been all over the field today. Had his arm from John almost immediately. They're making wholesale. I think they're trying to get their defensive unit into the game, Frank, because they've been sending in 4 or 5 men here. They have their defense in now, F&M.
3rd down and 9 still from the 22. Summerton set. Goes back, pitches out. Yeager. Newman going around the right side. Crosses the 25 to the 27-yard line, 27 and a half. Where it will be 4th down in a punting situation for Swarthmore. 4th and 4 on the 27-yard line, and their own 27-yard line. Summerton, the punt. Back to receive, Aliborn and Smith. Summerton set, standing on his 13-yard line. A punt away, the high kick, coming down on the 40-yard line. Bounces to the 42.5-yard line where it's down by Swarthmore, and that's where F&M will assume possession.
Well, Frank, that was an important series of downs when F&M had the ball around the 20-yard line. Since now, with less than 4 minutes to go in the quarter and the Garnet leading 18-7, F&M must start again on their own 43 and try and come back for a touchdown. Morono is still standing on the sideline, hands on hip.
Jim Smith in his quarterback. Set. Hands off to Collins. Collins goes across to the 43-yard line, tackled by Chris King. One on the plate will be second down and 9 to go. From the 43-yard line.
Garnet line is coming back again now. For a moment there, it looked like they were in trouble. Thornton is back in. You've got Blue Lane, Frank Appel, and Blumberg in that line.
F&M breaks the huddle. Smith, set. Quick count. Pops up play. It looks like it's a handoff to the Prez. He went up the middle to the 45 with a tackle made by Blumberg. But the timing was not good on that handoff.
Third and 6, Frank. I think he might have to throw it, and he'll probably throw coming towards the right. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see if he tried to go to one of his halfbacks.
F&M out of the huddle. Glasser in motion left. Smith rolling left. He's looking. He throws. Headed for Glasser. Glasser has it. Across midfield at the 48. He falls to the 47. Tackle made by Wilbur Stream. There was quite a crowd over there. Besides Glasser, there was one other F&M receiver there and 3 Swarthmore men. It makes quite a group.
He caught it in lots of company. Very crowded. But he threaded the needle. And F&M's on the march again with 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the quarter.
Come to the line of scrimmage. Smith set. He pitches out to Glasser, trying to turn the right end. And Glasser gets down to the 40-yard line, to the 41 or 40. Wilbur Stream, Frank Apple, and Eric Blumberg all in to make the stop.
Chris King, the linebacker on that side, tried to sweep in and grab him at the line of scrimmage, and Chris pounded his fist into the dirt because he missed. But I hope he can try it again and get it.
F&M to the line of scrimmage, second down, 4 to go. Handoff to number 44, Jim Kaufman. Just came in. Kaufman drives across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. Tackle by Frank Apple. And Kaufman came on for one play, now goes off again. So does Apple, who just made the tackle.
Coach Moses must know something.
Third and 1 for F&M. On the Swarthmore, 38.
It's a critical play, and Weinstein, King, and Stewart are talking it over because they're the guys who are on the spot as linebackers.
Sets over center. Hands off to DeFred, driving forward, trying to get that yardage. Smith, Norton, Stewart, Blumberg, and we'll see when they were able to hold it. That is very close. Bob Miller comes into the game. He replaces Tom Coffey. He did not get it at 4 and a matter of about 2 feet to go for this first down for F&M. Smith set over the ball. He goes straight forward himself and he gets that first down, I think. Joe Thornton is pointing the other way. He doesn't want to believe that F&M got the ball. First down, but they did.
Blumberg and Bula Layton were down at the bottom of that pile, and the Garnet doesn't like the call. They want a measurement. They want a measurement, and you can hear the F&M fans' reaction to this, and they're going to measure. That's right. We're entitled to a measurement, and that's what it is. The captains, the honorary co-captains, Stream and Santanella, 4 F&M are huddled around the ball. They're going to look at it. I think they made it. Here's saying they did.
They made it with 2 feet to spare. The ball is spotted just inside the 36-yard line of Swarthmore. Time left, about 40 seconds in the third quarter of this game. Franklin and Marshall has a first down on the Swarthmore 36, and they are moving. Jim Smith is coming from Mirono, has taken over the controls, has done a fine job so far. Smith hands off to DeFred, going right up the middle. DeFred to the 33. Tackled by John Stewart. Gain of 3 yards. It will be second down. 7 to go from the Swarthmore 33.
Morono is back in now. As Smith comes off, he did a fine job in there. Now we're going to see what happens as they change quarterbacks in mid-drive.
Second and 7 from the 32. Morono set under center. Pitches out. 34 DePreto is nailed in the backfield by Andy Weinstein, who had him around the ankle. Pulls him down at the 40.
Great play by Andy Weinstein. As he diagnosed the play, he shot in. Perez got the ball. Weinstein just kept coming. He wouldn't let go of his leg, and Perez sort of disdainfully threw the ball down after he fell. And that's the last play of the quarter. And the quarter ends with the Garnet leading 18-7. F&M has the ball on the Garnet 40.5.
Weinstein is only a freshman. He has shown a tremendous amount of promise and pride on defense, both in the Dickinson game and in this one. He's going to be a football fixture at Swarthmore for a few years to come.
Again, Frank, the whole F&M bench is standing and watching this series of plays. It's another crucial one as the game goes into its last quarter. F&M down by 11 points.
Third, about 16 yards to go for F&M from the 40-yard line of Swarthmore. Morono going back to throw, cocking his arm. Now he's going to run, and he is pulled down from behind by Blumberg and by Stewart as he gets across the 40 to the 37-yard line. And the situation now is 4th down and 13 to go for the first down for F&M. The ball is spotted on the 37 of Swarthmore. And they're going to punt. Morono to punt. Newman dropping all the way back to his 5 at single safety. Here's the kick. It's a good one. Newman lets it go. This time it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Swarthmore will take over on the 20-yard line.
Frank, unlike that last kick where Rich let it bounce, this one was a line drive and it just kept hopping. The other one just bounced very slowly and rolled dead on the 1. But this time Morono didn't kick it the right way for this type of kick. It was line drive and it bounced right through the end zone. So the Garnet has the ball, and I have a feeling they may try and take up some time and grind it out as much as possible. Al Weinrob is coming to the defensive secondary, and number 43, Alan Moore, is going out.
Swarthmore comes to the line of scrimmage. Summerton set as the backfield shifts right. That puts Yeager out on the right flag. Pitch out. It's to Newman. Newman across the 20, and that's all. As he reaches the 20, he is repulsed by number 21, Stan Cheslock.
That'll teach Rich to second an effort, that one. Cheslock hit him. And then 5 men followed it up as he tried to fight for an extra yard and really bombed him. We might mention that Summerton now has the sun directly in his eyes, so that it may be tough for him to spot receivers if he has to throw.
2nd and 10 for the Garnet. 13 minutes, 45 seconds left in this game. Time a big element. Backfield moves to the right again. Summerton set. Going back to throw, it's Yeager coming across the middle of the 23, and he's downed immediately by number 52, Lou Zemsky, and by number 60, Dave Lehman. And here's Mike to take over the play-by-play for a few minutes.
Third and 5. The clock is running. Almost 13 minutes left in the game. Summerton brings the team to the line of scrimmage. Taylor Cope is flanked to the left. Sass now is the deep back behind him. John Cole signals. Fake, throws, Cope. Oh boy, there was a pass downfield to Cope, and Taylor missed it. John was shaken up on the play. John Summerton was smashed on the play, but he's all right, I hope.
Taylor was on the 40-yard line. The pass was overthrown. In fact, it was Jim Smith, the safety, 3 yards further back, and it was over his head.
All right, Summerton is going back to kick. It's an important punt. back on the 40 of the Stacys. The kick has gotten away, and it's taken by number 24 at midfield. Glasser is pulled down by the jersey on his own 45 by number 84, Bob Nussbaum makes the tackle. Number 84, Bob Nussbaum, hung on and made a good tackle. F&M takes over, 1st and 10 on their own 46. 12:45 to go. The Garnet leads 18-7. F&M comes to the line of scrimmage. Man in motion to the right is Foster. Morano back towards the right. He throws. Incomplete. He threw into a pile down on the Garnet 45. Allenbore was the intended receiver. Here's a fourth quarter score. Penn State still leads Boston College 3-0. 2nd and 10. F&M has the ball on the 46. Dick McCurdy has been moving up towards the line of scrimmage, I noticed. He's closer than he was earlier in the game. Now he moves back. Man in motion to the right. Morano gives the fullback Perez, who's piled up by Apfel, and number 88, Joe Thornton. He got a half a yard on the play, or maybe a yard. It's 3rd and 9. Good faking, but the Garnet line had control of that play. F&M comes to the line of scrimmage. 12 minutes to go in this football game. Morano fades to his left, looks to his right, throws. A great play by Andy Weinstein. As number 24, Bill Glasser, was cutting across on the 40-yard line. Weinstein stuck out his hand, knocked down the pass. 4th down now. Morano is back to punt on his own 35. Newman is back at single safety on his 20. Big rush. He gets it away. A line drive kick. It's a good one. It's bouncing towards the end zone. And it goes into the end zone. And he missed that coffin corner kick again. It was a good try this time, but unfortunately, F&M couldn't cover it in time. So Swarthmore will take over on their own 20 with 11:50 to go in this game. The Garnet leads 18-7. Summerton leads the team to the line of scrimmage. He gives to number 20, Rich Yeager, who goes for 3 yards. Swarthmore had illegal procedure on that play again. Yes, backfill illegally in motion. Yeager gained 3 on the play. He's going towards the sidelines right now. And he's going to have a replacement. It looks like Dick McCurdy running out on the field, and it is. As Rich was hit pretty hard on that play, and he's pretty tired, I'm sure. Okay, McCurdy in. They took the penalty, so the Bulls back on the 15, 1st and 15 to go. Summerton, all signals. Pitches back to Newman. Newman is trapped. He breaks away down the sidelines up to about the 17. Nice running, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see who's it on. Nice running by Rich Newman. Holding against Swarthmore. We're going backwards in a hurry here. Newman made a fine run. He got away from 3 or 4 tacklers, but the holding penalty will put it back on the 7.5. Half the distance.
Very fancy footwork by Dick and Backdip all afternoon.
All right, they're going to step off that holding penalty. It's back on the 7-yard line. We have an NFL score. The Lions, with their tough defense, lead the Eagles 3-0 in the 4th quarter. Those Detroit Lions, Frank, really have a defense this year. Now let's see how the Garnet can do. Team comes to the line of scrimmage. It's 1st and 23 now, back on the 7. Backfield shifts to the right. Newman is the deep back along with Thad. McCurdy is flanked to the right. Summerton gives to Newman. He's got a hole. He cuts back, and he's out to the 14-yard line. Good run by Dick Newman. He got a nice hole in the line. Laird made the tackle. Number 23 for Franklin and Marshall. Steve Carver come into the lineup. While number 52, Lou Dempsey, comes off. Summerton has a team at the line of scrimmage. Same shift to the right. John calls the signal. And he gives to Sass, I believe. No, it isn't Sass. It's Newman. Newman goes across the 15. He's to the 18-yard line. Third and 12. Time has been running. 10:45 to go in this football game. Basically, Franklin Marshall has two deep men. One man looking at the flanker, Taylor Cope, and the rest of them are in pretty tight. Same shift to the right. Cope flanks deep to the left. Summerton pitches to Newman. He's going to pass. No, he runs. He's around one man. He's to the 20, and he's snowed under with a hard tackle on the 20-yard line by number 21. Stan Teslock, who's made some fine tackles today. So that'll put up a fourth down situation with the ball on the 20-yard line. 4th and 10 for the Garnet. The clock is still running. Number 24, Bill Glasser, and number 16, Jim Smith, drop back as double safeties around their own 40-yard line. Summerton back on his own 5. He calls signal. Snap. He gets it, and he gets it away. It's a fine high kick. Glasser calls for a fair catch, lets it bounce, and it's good. Swarthmore bounce. It's out of bounds on the F&M 43-yard line. A good kick by John Summerton under pressure. Franklin and Marshall taking over now. 1st and 10 on about the 42.5. The Garnet's leading 18-7. Morono is back in at quarterback. The whole F&M bench is up again and watching. This is a crucial series again. Flanker left, man in motion to the left. Morono calls signals, rolls to his left, throws, he's around the end, he's going to run. McCurdy has him. Good play by McCurdy, followed up by number 76, Bula Layton. However, on the play, Joe Thornton smashed Morono after he was down, and it's going to be 15 yards unnecessary roughness. John Stewart is keeping Joe quiet, is talking to the referee on the play. That's a big 15 yards for F&M, as Morono only got up to his own 46. The ball is now on the Swarthmore 39-yard line. Big break for F&M. And Morono is out of the game now, and Smith is back in. They also substituted. Pete Bambi went out, and Goutois, good receiver, is in now. Morono calls signals. Hands off to Clouser. He's hit by number 60, Stewart, and number 61, Blumberg, and he's across the 40 down to the 37. Second and a long 6 to go. Ball is on the Garnet 37-yard line, we'll call it. This is a big, big series. 9 minutes to go in the football game. 18-7, 2nd and 7. Double flanker formation. Man in motion to the right. Morono takes the snap, rolls to his right, turns. No, it's Smith. It's intercepted by McCurdy. Frank, you saw it. What happened?
That pass was intended for number 85, Henry Haas, on the 30-yard line. It hit Haas' hands, it bounced in the air, and McCurdy leaped high, brought it down. Haas fell on top of McCurdy, but it's Swarthmore's ball. 1st and 10 on the 30.
That happened so quickly. As Smith, the lefty, went to the right, turned to his left. That's a difficult play. He threw it. It was right to Haas on the 30. It popped straight up in the air. McCurdy came down with it. 1st and 10, Garnet on the 30. Summerton brings the team to the line of scrimmage. Fumble, and F&M looks like they've recovered. Let's see who got it. It's on the 33-yard line, and we got it Number 25, Ray Sass, covered the ball.
Ray Sass was leading the block, and Toby Fraser, who had come in for Dick Newman, never got the handoff. There was a mix-up on the handoff. It's a good thing Sass was leading the block, and he fell on the ball.
F&M is now in an 8-2-1 defense. Summerton hands off, and Yeager gets through a hole in the line. He crosses for 35, goes up to the 37. Cheslock makes the tackle. Number 73, Ron Dochat, was in on the play also. Bula Layton comes in, and number 62, Bob Miller, goes out. I believe Gessner now is in at center, and Hamilton is out. Cove is flanked out to the left. Summerton hands to Sass, straight up the middle. He gets to the 40. There's a penalty on the play. Let's see what the story is.
However,
Let's see, they're talking it over with 74, Santinello. The ball is just short of the 40. It'll be a fourth down play, yes. Fourth down and about one or a half on the 40. They refused the penalty, which I think was motion again. So with 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go, Swarthmore is going to punt. Appel comes in, Taylor Cope goes out. Nussbaum is in on the kick team now. Double safety, Smith. And here's the kick by Summerton. It's a good kick. Weintraub has got it on the 19. He's across the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35. Knocked out of bounds by number 21, Toby Frazier. They spot the ball at the 40, where F&M will take over. Fine return towards the right sideline. Frank?
good block by Jim Smith, who was back there in safety along with Weinrapp. Smith leading the block. I believe it was Apfel who was taken out of the play, where he could have gotten him about 10 yards further back. It's on the 38, first and 10 for F&M. Time left in this game, only 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
First and 10. Morano's back in. He fades right. Throws back to his left. It's complete to number 24, Glasser. He's tackled on the 45-yard line immediately by number 86, Andy Weinstein. A fine pass by Morano to his halfback slanting across the middle. A good tackle by Weinstein. First and 10 on the Garnet 45. Less than 7 minutes to go. 18-7, Swarthmore leads. Morano calls signal. Glasser in motion to the left. Morano throws left. He's going to throw. Now he's running. Long pass. McCurdy almost intercepted the ball down on the 18. As Morano hesitated, started to run, then threw to Glasser on the 18. McCurdy leaped high in front of him and almost intercepted that pass. A fine defensive play.
That pass was thrown short. Glasser did not have a chance to get it, McCurdy did, because he was trailing Glasser by about a yard.
Second and 10 now from the Garnet 45. Morano looks over the defense. Flanker to the left. He rolls to his left. He's going to throw. He throws to Glasser, complete. He's knocked down on the 35-yard line by number 60, John Stewart. First and 10 for F&M on the Swarthmore 35. And Smith has come back for Morano. Morano goes out.
That was a funny sort of tackle. The ball was caught by Glasser on the 35, with him looking back towards the quarterback. Stewart was right in front of him. He ran right into Stewart, and they both fell down.
All right, big play. First and 10 on the 35. Again, they've changed quarterback. He calls signals. He gives to number 34, Perez. Chris King wraps him up after a 3-yard gain down to the 32. Also in on the play was Frank Apfel. Down on the 32. Second down now, and about 7. The clock keeps running. 5:45 to go in the ball game. F&M breaks the tunnel. The ball is right in the middle of the field. Smith over center.
He gets 24 Gloucester. And he's piled up as he crosses the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Everybody was in on that play. Apfel, Lumberg, and Joe Thornton fell on the whole pile. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 3, we'll call it. On the 27. Big play here. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Gloucester is on the left side. Flanker on the left. Smith comes out to the left side. Thornton misses him. He throws. He's going to throw. Screens intercept on the goal line. He's to the 5. He's to the 10. And there's a penalty call. It's tackled on the 7 by 4 men. This is what happens. Frank, let you tell us that.
Pass was thrown long, a floater for a still catch. The goal line was covered by Yeager and Green. Two catch couldn't go up the ball. Yeager and Green were enough batted it around. Wilbur came up with it. Then circled 5 yards back against us, brought it out to the 10.
There was a clipping penalty on the play again against the Garnet, but we retained possession of the ball, moved back to the 3-yard line. 1st and 10. There's 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10, and you can bet they ought to stay on the ground here. F&M is playing in sort of an 8-2 now, almost. Summerton. It's a safety. It's a safety. Safety. Summerton gave the ball to number 21, Toby Frazier, and he was tackled in the end zone. That makes the score 18-9. And the Garnet will have to kick to F&M.
Cheslock, Harbor, and Jim Smith fell on him almost simultaneously. Toby had no chance to take a step with the ball, and he rocked backwards immediately. I believe the half run just was blocked there.
All right. 18-9. The Garnet has to kick from the 20. Number 44, Jim Kaufman of Teamster is back in double safety with number 41, Randy Collins. They're the defense men on their own 30-yard line. Summerton is going to punt. No? Yes. John, they motioned to put the ball down, but John is going to punt. All right, another big play in the ball. There's the punt, a nice punt. Coming back, Collins on his 30. He's to the 35, to the 40, to the 45. Into Swarthmore territory, and down to the Garnet 40-yard line, where he's piled up on the play by Frank Epsom. Oh, timeout. 4:40 to go in the game. F&M has the ball. 1st and 10 on the Garnet 40. Both benches are standing now. Nobody's going to sit down until the end of this ball game. The score is 18-9. The Garnet leads. Number 80, Ted Laird comes in. Number 84, Mel Easton Sr. goes out for F&M. The F&M fans are calling for a rally. It's going to be quite an ending to quite a football game, Frank. Time is out. The players are talking things over. So the Garnet seems to be talking to the referee.